Hello and happy Veterans Day. So it is Wednesday and middle of the week, and I had to actually stop today and go, am I designing Christmas cards or regular cards? Because I'm trying to do half and half every other day this month so that it gives you not just Christmas cards, but something yet to give you inspiration if you need to come up with some Christmas cards, and yet some everyday uses for the other half of your cards this month for November's virtual stamp camp. Hi Julie, thanks for popping in. So today, and the reason why I was a little confused, it was a blustery day yesterday and I did a snow card, but it wasn't a Christmas card. So that was kind of my general card. And then today I decided to design a little bit of a homespun Christmas card, and I pulled out the pine tree punch from last year and the perfectly plaid tree kind of design stamp set that was a carryover into the annual catalog. Loved it last year, and they had great paper that you guys loved with a plaid theme. So I'm like, well, let's pair that today, that stamp set and punch, with this year's Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper and come up kind of with a new twist. So I will show you that. Here, let me put down my iPad because that's ready to go. And so this will be card number 7. And actually it took me a little bit longer to design it because I wanted to do 2 for you guys today. So here's kind of the same layout of the card, one in green and one in red. Hi Cease, hi Diane, hi June. And so with that, I'm going to design the green one, but I thought it'd be fun to show you the red one as well. And I'm having a few computer issues today, and my computer's in the shop just for my email program, not updating correctly. So I'm gonna see if I can get these uploaded on my hubby's computer. I don't use that very often, so if you don't see the upload, you'll at least have the video today, and then when I get my computer back tomorrow, then I can catch up on that kind of stuff. Maybe, who knows, tonight might be a good night to get that done anyway on his computer. So card number 7, and let me get my camera switched around for you guys so you can follow along. All right, I love working on Christmas cards. I never want to rush the season, but I always feel like there's so many fun, bright colors when it comes to the things that are all Christmas related, and you can always add more sparkle. Hi, Nancy, thanks for joining in. So like I said, here's the red version. Actually, maybe what I'll do is show you. This is the Plaid Tidings. I think I'll start with that. The Plaid Tidings paper. And I've been using tons and tons and tons of this. And you're probably thinking, how does she still have any of that left? Okay, so it is from the holiday catalog, and it is on page 57. So you can see that's the assortment I started with. I am dwindling down there because I've been doing kind of the great fall colors and different things. And so today, if you look at the card, I'm pulling out the Christmas colors, which are kind of the fun flannel look and the traditional Christmas, and then the cherry cobbler. And so both of these pull from that. And then I thought, oh, I have people in my life. Whoa, sorry, I hit my my tripod when I was putting my paper down. I have people in my life that love kind of almost like the pinkier tones for Christmas too. And I thought, you know, I could actually design a card in pinker tones too, for this type of card, and just kind of change that up too. So if you're thinking, oh, I would like the pink, know that there's some options in the Plaid Tidings 6x6 stack of paper for you too. Hello, Marie. Hi, Robin. Hi, Connie. So that's where the paper comes from. And then for the stamp sets that I'm using today, that comes from the annual catalog here. And the Perfectly Plaid I just used not too long ago, was it last week? And I didn't use any of the trees, so the card will look completely different, but I did emboss the Merry Christmas, and then I used that for the inside with the pretty poinsettia paper, and that's on page 60. In the annual catalog, page 60. And then I'm also using on the very next page, the Itty Bitty Christmas. And you guys are probably tired of me using this one, but it always seems to fit just that need that I have for adding a little bit of something here or there for the Christmas season, and that is on page 62 there as well. And that's what I used yesterday. So I'm kind of in that same area for this time of year. So let me get started on how I built up my card here. And let's see. I'm just going to start, like I said, there's out of the 2 cards, I'll show you them. I'm going to make the green one today. And my goal is to post both of them so that if you go to copy it, you'll have both of those options there. So I'm just going to take some shaded spruce cardstock here, and let's see, give you a better view here, a wider view of my workstation, I think. Now that I'm kind of getting used to this at home working and giving you these videos, I ordered new equipment. It should be here this week, and I think that could be exciting for you and I. Okay, so shaded spruce, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 like I usually do. And then I just took snippets of that designer series paper that I'm going to be punching and putting on my projects. But before I get too far, I'm just going to take a 4 by 5 1/4. It's the same that I would put for my inside of my card, but I'm also going to do one on the outside, but I want to emboss it first with the winter snow embossing folder. And the winter snow embossing folder is so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And I used to kind of roll my eyes or kind of wonder, like, why would people emboss anything on white cardstock? Because white's not a color. It doesn't show up. And then I started doing it and I'm like, wow, it's really classy. It does add a lot. So I'm just going to put that through here, my machine. And when you use with this machine, you can get rid of that one white, you don't need this, you just need your cutting pads when you're doing the embossing folder. I love that these have the instructions right on it. That's so helpful. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Gretchen. So that now we have the winter snow embossing folder. Hopefully the camera can kind of pick that up, but it looks so classy to have that on white. So it does add a lot of character that way. So next I'm just going to take a strip that is 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to run my adhesive along that and leave a little bit of space so I have some white showing, and then that. And then I'm going to go ahead right away so that I don't get too far ahead of myself and tape it down. I'm going to use some of this braided linen trim here, and let's get the English here, braided linen trim. Love using this stuff. And I feel like with the plaid and this, it's thicker than the linen thread. It just kind of gives it a fun homespun look. So I'm just going to wrap that around there. And you guys know me, I leave my ribbons and such on my spool while I tie my knots. So that way I have plenty of space to work with my fingers, like so. Alrighty, I can tie it really tight. Get my ribbon cutting scissor here so I get the right one. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Ginger. Okay, so now we have that around there, and now I'm ready to actually just tape that down. That'll be one layer that I can just get out of the way before I bring over my cut and emboss machine again. So the next thing that I'm going to be cutting out are some circles with the stitch shaped dies. Okay, so we have that so far. And with this, I wanted to coordinate a stitch circle with the shaded spruce, which is the same color as the background. And then I'm just going to take a little piece here and stamp with Cherry Cobbler, the little Joy to the World. I love the font of this for the holiday season. So I'm just going to stamp out that Joy to the World, and then I'm using 2 of the circle stitch dies from the set of Stitch Shapes framelits. So two different ones here. One is the smallest, one is maybe like the third largest. So I will need to, this project got kind of messy. Not that it's hard, it just, you have projects that are simple but just get messy. This is the one. Okay, so I can put that larger circle through, and then this I can frame so I know it's gonna fit right in there like so as well. So I've got that, and I'll crank that through like so, and you can hear little pops and cracks, and that's normal as dies go through, so nothing scary is happening with your machine when that happens too. All right, so we've got those fun little stitched, let me hold that up to the camera. Oops, my goodness, I'm having a rough day with my tripod. Okay, so you can see the fun little stitched look with both of those dies there that just add a lot of character to it. And then next, I am going to stamp out with my Perfectly Plaid stamp set and my shaded spruce. To follow along with that plaid theme, I chose out of all of the trees in the set, you have this one, and then this is the one I'm using, and then there's a couple extra options there. These two can go together. I chose the one that's plaid. And I also kind of show you the strip that I started with today. You can conserve paper if you're big into conserving paper like I am. You can stamp your trees every other direction to save on your use of your cardstock that way. So that is the tree stamped out in the plaid, and I love the texture and depth that that plaid looks like. And in that shaded spruce color, it just makes it look like the texture, like you could just feel the flannel, which is kind of fun. So with the pine tree punch, I'm going to punch that out right away. So I'll just line that up, and this punch is super easy to line up, which is great. And I'll set that there, and then I'm going to grab some of this, and I'm going to actually take that piece of paper, put it the opposite way. And isn't this fall? Like you could make a fall tree too out of the back side of that. Love it. And then I'm going to do this paper, which is the same pattern as that little 3/4 strip that I added to the side of the card. So it will kind of coordinate that way too. This kind of has a fun fall look to it as well. Okay, I think I am ready to do my assembly. So this I'm just going to tack down with my tape flat, no popping up or anything. Kind of center that. And then for my trees, I want all of them popped up. I kind of went back and forth with popping up some, maybe not all of them. And I'm like, you know what? Popping them all up was the best look in my mind. So I'm gonna put a couple dimensionals on each of them, and I might as well put a couple dimensionals as long as I'm going to town and using up my whole sheet on one project. So hi Diane. So I'll take off all the backs of this. It does seem to help when I'm arranging my trees to have them all prepped with the dimensionals on the back side at the same time, so then I can kind of move in position and then they're all ready to go. So I'm going to start with this one that isn't coordinating with the side, so it doesn't really clash, but I like that there's a pattern difference so that it does stand out. So I'll put that one there, and then kind of center the flannel looking one that I stamped. And then next I'll do this one that does coordinate with the side there, but this is why I wanted to give it some distance so it didn't look like it was blending in. And I'll kind of move that one up and off to the side there. And then it gives some space at the top for Joy to the World. There we go, like so. Actually, I feel like this needs to be moved down, and that's what I love about that tape. the new seal tape, it kind of can be repositionable, and then all the trees are kind of stuck to that circle. Stamp out something that's similar to the font of that Joy to the World from that same Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set, and that's Thinking of You at Christmas. So I'm going to stamp that out in Cherry Cobbler, like so. Give that a sec to dry. And then something that I almost forgot about in the regular annual catalog are these holiday rhinestone basic jewels. And so all sorts of pretty colors. Here's some full packages that have some of the navy, pool party, green, reds, and gold. And so I'm just going to pull out this sheet that has some reds and greens. And these are both great options for my red and green choices for my card. So I'm just going to kind of go my large one there, like a medium one there, and then a smaller one kind of up at the top, like so, so that I have an odd number of those kind of gems hanging out there. Hi, Angie. And then I have this dry, not that it takes too long, but I never want to, for the inside, smear it when I'm putting it in there. So now I can go like that, and I know it's not going to smear. So the Thinking of You at Christmas, I could always just stamp this in there too to kind of follow through from the outside of the card to the inside, which is kind of fun, especially with it being the same color, like so. So that kind of completes the inside of the card there. Lots of fun that way. And then with those jewels, like I said, there's red on that sheet, and another fun option are the red rhinestone basic jewels, and they're all red on those sheets. But here, once again, if you're just joining in at the end, I completed the green one, and there's a red option too that you could put together with that perfect, or excuse me, Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper. So that's my card for today, Christmas themed. So already, okay. I didn't know if I lost everybody. I don't know what I said, but it must have sounded like my voice activation in my phone, because sure enough, I can't say her name or she'll pop up again, came on. It kind of scared me. So thank you, Marie. Thank you, Ginger. That took me by surprise. So that is card number 7 for November's virtual stamp camp already. So to get my complete set of 10, you can place a minimum order of $75 using my code, and that code notifies me that you're interested in getting the 10 cards. And if you don't have things that you need right now and just want a set of the cards, then you can get the set of 10 cards just by letting me know, and then I'll send those out, and those are $22 too. So I've been busy, and like busy making the cards. I feel like I'm more ahead of schedule than I have been for the last couple months, and that's exciting. So I don't feel so under pressure. So I'm anxious to get those out as soon as all 10 are done, which would be next week. So very good. If you guys have any questions on any of the products or anything, please let me know. Otherwise, enjoy your night. Thanks so much.